What's up, everyone? I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I pray all of you made a lot of money. If you did, you must be fantastic traders because it's been a brutal weekend. For me, you know, I pulled my money out as of Friday. I pulled my money out and put it over to Coinbase because I was not feeling the whole tether situation. I was kind of walking that proverbial tightrope that I felt like was going to get cut at any day, and tether was just going to explode, and there goes the rest of my investment. So I decided I was going to just bring it back into Coinbase, just let it sit there for a couple days, a couple weeks, depending on what the market was going to end up doing. So I ended up doing that. I believe it was Thursday or Friday. I think it was Friday. And I let it sit there for one whole day. I just, that feeling where you're missing something. Something is missing. I just wanted to trade. And I don't want to trade with a fake account. I don't want to practice trade. I want to trade, and it was Saturday afternoon, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I put my funds back in, and we're just kind of waiting for small opportunities to just kind of hit a couple small percentages, because that's pretty much all you can do in a market like this. I mean, what else can you do? You're not going to make 5-10% gains unless you are just kind of in there early before Litecoin blew up over the weekend, with the news from LightPay, or that was one of your only opportunities to kind of make any kind of gains. But besides that, it's just been kind of really small, really sporadic kind of areas that you can just kind of clean up and make a couple percent. So that's really what I've been doing. So this morning, as I got back from the gym, I just kind of saw a small opportunity to just, 2.5. This is actually 2.5 also. I ended up taking a small position with Bitcoin for 1,800. I ended up making about 3.5%. I'll bring that video up while we kind of talk. But, while this video is playing, I want to also talk about what my new plan going forward is. Obviously, everybody understands what compounding is. And if you don't, I suggest you definitely kind of look it up and just kind of study it a little bit. When I originally started, I told you guys I've put in a total of 6,000 of my capital. I was up about 1,400 at that point. So in total, I had about 7,400 in my account, which was going to work well because I wanted to, divide that into some long-term, some day trading. And I figured if I even had 3,000 in my day trading account, even if I make small percentages, I'm still accumulating some decent money. All that's definitely changed now since, that total bankroll of $7,400 has now kind of dwindled down to $1,800. Everything's changed, and I'm definitely not going to start putting more money in, especially in a market like this, right? I have goals. I have to stick to those goals, and I have to make it work based on what I have. So the situation I have now is obviously I have $1,850, and that's what I have to work with. So I've had to kind of change my strategy a little bit. Obviously, I wanted to hold some coins. I wanted to day trade some coins. I really thought that was a winning strategy for me. But now with $1,800, I'm not going to put $1,000 long term and trade with $800. I'll never make any kind of headway with $800. So I wanted to show you this compounding chart. And this is, again, if you start with $1,000. This is just throwing numbers out there for easy math. And this is month return on investment, target ROI, 20%. And I just kept it at 20% because at 20%, even if you just trade 5 days a week and you make just 1% per day, that'll give you 20% per month return on investment. Obviously, you're going to have some winning trades, you're going to have some losing trades, right? So it's always best to stick to at least that 2-to-1 ratio where your risk versus reward. If you're going to risk $100 per trade, you're going to have to make $200 per trade. If you're going to risk 2%, your target's got to be around the 4% range. Otherwise, don't take it. And the reason for that, especially for me, I'm not expecting to hit over a 50% win rate. And if I do, that's great. I'd hope so. I've spent a lot of time definitely learning, but I have to also take into consideration I'm a new trader. I'm not going to probably hit that 50% goal. So the key is to stick to that regimen of a 2-to-1. Even if I get my 50% win ratio, I'm still very profitable because of that 2-to-1 ratio. So that's goal number one. Going to stick to my 2-to-1s. And then obviously, if you're starting here with $1,000 and you're making 20% per month, look at how compounding works. You're taking your initial $1,000, and after 20 months, you can turn that $1,000 into $38,000. Now, obviously, these are not the numbers that I'm looking for. I'm not looking to save $38,000 in 20 months because just my bills alone will double that. I understand that I'm starting with 1850. I'm going to stick to my 2-to-1 ratios. I'm going to try to do my best as far as compounding this and see where it really ends up. But this is kind of an important chart for you guys to kind of look out. And obviously this changes as you start to have some more money, more accumulation. And, you're not going to want to stick to this regimen all the time because there's obviously a lot more risk. But since you're starting with a small account, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, I think that this is the strategy to kind of go with. It's going to allow you to really maximize that because if you lose the full $1,000 or $2,000, it's not the end of the world. It's $1,000 or $2,000. I hope it's not the end of the world. Otherwise, you should not be investing. But it's what makes sense. At $1,000 or $2,000, that's what I'd be looking for. In my case, if I'm with 1850, about $2,000, I'm looking at a return of possibly, 80,000 within 20 months. Again, I'm really looking for more. I'm just waiting for this market to kind of turn around, and hopefully, I'm going to be making more than 20% returns per month, which is my goal. Obviously, I'm looking for about a 3% return per day, which will most likely take me into the 40, 50, 60% returns per month. And this is live with Bitcoin right now. I mean, this is just crazy. We're at the 7,000 level right now. It looks like it's going to break through. It's been going down this channel. I'm just really waiting for it to kind of break through. I have a feeling it's going to kind of dip below. Just kind of take all these, stop losses down here while it's going to kind of jump back up. I have a feeling. I don't think we're going to kind of probably stay under the 7,000 mark for too long today. I think we've been on a downward decline for a little longer than we need to, and people are starting to lose confidence. So I think the market makers will give us kind of a little balance after they obviously, buy up some orders down here. So I'm just kind of watching this area real carefully right now, waiting for that kind of dip below with some large volume. And then if it starts to go back up is where I'm going to kind of put in a buy order. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you what my trade looked like this morning. Let me just kind of get the chart in the background so I can see what's going on at the same time. All right, so yeah, this is where I kind of took the trade. The green box up top was yesterday's trade, but this green box down here is when I ended up entering. I ended up kind of entering right at the bottom when it started kind of wicking, and great position, great entry, allowed me to kind of see green the whole way. And really, I had a goal of where I was going to take my profit. But it just didn't look like it was going to hit there. So I ended up taking 50% of my profit, where you see me kind of putting that green box right now. And then I ended up leaving the trade in at 50%. Just really didn't see it going anywhere. It just kept dipping back and forth, and I ended up just pulling out. I just didn't want to give it all back at this point. Again, money management is going to be the key to success for me. If I don't have that money management, and I'm not super focused of how and what I'm doing, then this money is going to be gone, and then I have no chance. So just kind of trying to be a very diligent trader at this point. So yeah, you can kind of see I'm just kind of checking things out right here. I'm putting my information into the Excel sheet. See what that profit looks like if I end up taking the profit right now. So in total, I'm right now waiting for a position to just get small scraps in the market. That's really all I could do. There's really no big plays out there. And again, if I could make 3, 4, 5% per day, while that's not amounting to a lot of money, as compared to what my goals are, I have to start looking at it as a game, as percentages, as they're going to build up, not looking at it from a monetary standpoint, because that's just going to bring me down. If I'm making 3 or 4%, it's only $50, $60. That's kind of tough. You have to win quite a bit to just make $150 per day. Not easy, but again, I'm hoping that over time, the compounding and everything else, the trades get better. I'm hoping that everything is going to kind of come into play. As you can see, I'm adjusting my stop loss right now, just because I just didn't like the way everything was going. It just kind of was getting stuck over here. You'll see me kind of checking the order book quite a bit, kind of seeing what kind of resistance is up there. Until you see me decide to just close out my position. So, all in all, the weekend's just been tough. It's been a bloody weekend for a lot of people. Again, my position now when I'm not trading is back into Tether. I'm kind of walking that tightrope. I'm not happy about it, but at this point, that is the only safe haven that there is at this point for me, and it's really not a safe haven at all. Again, while I'm trying to protect my funds, for me, every $100 matters because I'm down to only $1,850. So for me to leave it in Bitcoin and watch Bitcoin tank 5 or 10% and me losing $100, $150, that's a tough proposition for me. Either which way it goes, I'm just going to need to have a little bit of luck on my side, and hoping that Tether just does not blow up in the next, few days or a few weeks, depending on how long this correction is going to last. But this is just a major area for Bitcoin right now. If it breaks below that 7,000 and stays there, I mean, which I'm pretty confident it's going to. We're gonna see it go down to around the 6,000, 5,800 level, and then from there is where we'll probably get a lot of our answers. Are we gonna then, go sideways? How long are we gonna go sideways? Most likely it's going to go sideways because we have to enter into that accumulation period. Before we kind of go back up. As much as I would love to see just it bounce and us entering back into that bear market, into that bull market, I mean. So that's really where we're at. I hope, you guys were successful in trading this weekend. I don't know too many people that are trading currently. It's just not easy. You're just fighting for scraps, pretty much. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm just watching a ton of YouTube videos on everything from price action to volume, everything that I need to know from 100 different people, because there's 100 different ways to look at everything. Every tool, every indicator, everybody uses it differently. Everybody has different ideas about them. So obviously, while I'm trying to form my own opinions about everything, I have to know how everything works. So that being said, that's really where I've been kind of spending a lot of my time is just increasing my knowledge as much as possible, so that when this market does turn, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to hit the ground running. I don't want to just kind of go about it, lose some trades, win some trades. I wanna be successful. That's what I'm here for. I have a lot riding on this again, and I'm not looking to lose. So, while this trade was a little nice trade in the morning for a 3.5% gain, I would love to hit a couple more of these before the end of the day. Try to hit my 5 to 10%, returns. That would be amazing. 5 to 10% is really my sweet spot of where I'm looking to be on a daily basis. Again, so far today, and again, you can tell sheet as I go along. I shared it below in my Dropbox. And you see I've taken 3 trades today, one for 3.5%, one for almost nothing, and another for minus 1%. So in total, I'm about a 2.5% for the day. I'm looking to really just increase that position and move on. That being said, aside from really kind of doing my homework and seeing what's going on, I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to allocate my portfolio. When the market does go back up, there's no doubt that I want to have some long positions. How I'm going to do it, I'm not sure. But there are, so many coins right now. I mean, basically everything is on sale. It is ready to go. I have so many coins that I want to buy, but, I have to really slow down. Instead of having my 15 coin position before that I had, I'm going to limit that down to probably a 5 coin position. I'm definitely going to have a Bitcoin position. I'm definitely going to have a Neo position. And then the rest of them are going to be a bunch of small caps. But small caps with projects that I believe in, that have amazing teams behind them. So as you can see, the win rate was 3.5%, which was good. So yeah, just really on the sidelines at this point just sucks, but just have to get everything prepared and ready to make this happen as the market bounces back, which I'm sure it's going to. We're just in a holding pattern at this point. And there's nothing else that we can really do except for just being this holding pattern. and pick up our scraps. So that's that. I mean, besides that, again, I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys found any value in this video, again, please subscribe to our channel. Help us grow. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I hope you guys make a lot of money and successful trading. Have a wonderful day, guys.